All right, Jesse on fire. Welcome back to the channel, son. I'm back. So let's do this. I recorded a couple videos this morning because I was so chomping at the bit to get back at it. It was 3 a.m. Yeah, I couldn't sleep. So probably not my best work. This is going to be my best work. All right, so I'm going to talk about 2 things. Well, first of all, how about you subscribe to the channel? If I don't say that, then maybe people won't do it. But subscribe to the channel, especially if this is the first time that you've been to my channel, because it's always fire. Okay, so we're going to talk about 2 things. We're going to talk about Gynogate. I can't believe I just said that out loud. We're going to talk about Gynogate. But then we're going to talk about why Khabib is underestimating Justin Gaethje. And I'm not joking about that, actually. Not joking. He is underestimating him for a reason that I will explain to you guys. Okay, so first of all, Gynogate. So the very first thing I thought when I saw Israel Adesanya enter the octagon was, he's doing roids, he has gyno. I'm just going to say that straight up. I was like, that's gyno. Okay? I know what gyno looks like. Okay? Like, just plain and simple, that was what my thought was. Now, I will acknowledge it's super weird that it was only on one side, but that is what my thought was. The end. Okay? And I will say this. I don't know if he's using, but if he is, and no one told him to take estrogen blockers, like, Jesus, man. I mean, although maybe estrogen, maybe what they take doesn't pop, and estrogen blockers would pop. Who knows, right? Who knows? Everybody's trying to beat the system. If you think that only people who pop dirty are the ones who are using, then you're crazy. Okay, I have no idea if Israel Adesanya is using. All I know is he's the best middleweight in the world. Okay, pretty much straight up. Until he fights Khamzat Chimaev and we find out what's what there. Yeah, so that's what I have for that. But now let's talk about Khabib underestimating Justin Gaethje. I'll tell you exactly why. So I watched an interview. Again, I'll say this for the millionth time. I love Khabib. I love the guy. I love listening to him talk because you can tell he had a line that, like, in an interview where I was like, like, when he talks, you just want to listen. Like, someone who goes, so, hey, Khabib, and this was a little bit of a language barrier thing, but they were like, Khabib, can you talk to us about how hard it is for you to train without your father? And he goes, why does everyone keep asking me this? And, like, he took it as if they were saying, is it hard for you to train without your father? Not a measure of how hard it is. But he's like, why does everyone keep asking me this? Do you have a father? You have a father, right? You have a father. How would you feel? How would you feel if you lost your father? Would that be hard? Would that be hard? Of course it's hard. And I was like, I don't know. It's just the way that he answers things that I love. But they asked him about Justin Gaethje, and here's what he said. He said that Justin Gaethje is a guy who's a tough guy, who loves to fight. He's a banger. I'm going to be honest with you. He described the old Justin Gaethje. That is who he described. And what he also said is, he said, I think my fight IQ is much, much higher than his, which might be true. Except Justin Gaethje's fight IQ ain't Justin Gaethje's fight IQ. That's what Khabib is missing, and that's why he's underestimating him. Justin Gaethje doesn't have fight IQ, okay? And I'm not saying that as an insult. Justin Gaethje has said a million times, he is a blank canvas that Trevor Whitman paints on, okay? Trevor Whitman is the one whose fight IQ that Khabib is going up against, not Justin Gaethje's. And so when he says, I have much higher fight IQ, what you're saying is you have much higher fight IQ than Trevor Whitman. And that, I don't know about that, my man. I mean, I'm not saying that he doesn't, but to say it as a foregone conclusion, nobody is a foregone conclusion in terms of having higher fight IQ than Trevor Whitman, okay? So just plain and simple, this is a game of inches, dude. This is a game of inches. When you got Gaethje against Khabib, certainly you pull Conor out of there, the best 2 lightweights in the division. And Jesus, man. And speaking of that, what the fuck is Conor doing? What is he doing? Here's what he needs to do. Here's exactly what he needs to do. Take that Dustin Poirier fight that Dana White offered you. Take that fight. I'm not even going to do a video on this. Take that fucking fight. Okay? Stop tweeting. Okay? Now it's actually you tweeting. You know what? I am going to do a video about that. I take that back. I am going to do a video about that. But for this one, straight up, that is a game. It's a game of inches. That is an inch that Khabib is giving to Justin Gaethje. If he thinks that Justin Gaethje's not going to come out with a strong game plan, he's fucking wrong. Okay? Now, I know everyone knows what Khabib is going to do, and so, game plan, fucking game plan. He's going to try to take you down. He's going to try to make you tired. He's going to smash your face in. I mean, pretty straightforward. But don't sleep on Justin Gaethje having a good game plan, man. Do not do it. So that's what I got. Short video. Now I'm going to do a video about Conor being an idiot. So subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. Peace.